Hey all, well, it's another weekend. I've been battling the sickness for the last week or so and finally feeling better, almost back to 100%. That's why I haven't been filming anything for a while. Really haven't been out of bed for five straight days, fever and all that nasty stuff. But today I've been feeling much better. It's the weekend, like I said, and finally got out in the garage a little bit. It's starting to warm up. It's like 36 out, going to be in the 40s in the next couple of days, and then it's going to be in the 50s beginning of the week. So pretty excited to have a little warmer weather and maybe get these doors opened up for a while. This video is going to be highlighting the install of a rear view camera in my Foxbody here, and just wanted to kind of explain as I'm getting into the video why I routed everything the way I did. Now, some of you that might be interested in installing a rear view camera in your car, whether it's a coupe or a hatch, you know, there's a few different ways to do it, I guess. With my car being a T-top, I was not going to entertain the idea at all about trying to mess with any wiring up under the headliner, right? So this headliner is going to be glued in all around the T-tops. It's not as easy to come out like a normal hatchback or coupe headliner, and there's no getting it out and then putting it back in. I'd have to buy a whole new one for another 500 bucks or whatever they cost now. So I was not going to be able to run it up through, you know, the body into the hatch and then run it and get all the wiring and try to find a place to mount it back here. And I didn't even really think this would be a good way to mount it with where you have your key lock cylinder bracket in here. So I just decided to not mess with trying to run it into the hatch at all. And I ultimately went with running it to the outside, to the license plate, keep all the wiring inside the body, and then basically you'll see in the video I route it all the way to the front. You don't see anything, and everything that I need to get access to will be pretty easy to get access to through these panels. So that's why I chose to go this route. Hey y'all, got a little bit of an upgrade to the stereo system I'm gonna do today. And you can see here I have an Alpine backup camera and some mounting hardware. I have a previous video, one of the first videos I ever made, that went over details on the system that I put in the car, the head unit, the amps, the speakers, etc. So I already have an Alpine, an ILX W650 head unit, and it has inputs for a front or a rear camera. Going to all these car shows, I've realized that a backup camera would be pretty helpful when I'm trying to get into some tight spots sometime to park the car, and this is going to help me have an easier time with that. So let's get started. Well, first things first, let's get into this packaging here. Try not to have an emergency room visit in the process of that. There we go. Got a whole bunch of stuff we'll look through here in a second, and here is the actual camera itself. So we've got the camera, some mounting, routing stuff for the wires. Comes with its own little mounts. And then we have the main wire harness, and then this is the harness that goes up to the head unit. Now I also decided to buy a pretty cheap license plate bracket. And so this will, I think, hopefully, once we get into the details, will allow me to mount what came with the camera kit to this, and then this will mount with the screws on the license plate. and the camera will be above the license plate right in the middle, underneath the hatchback. All right, well, this thing comes with a ton of wiring. So the wiring stretches all the way out and loops back around and comes up on my workbench. So, I mean, this thing, I guess they were planning on even needing to work in a limousine or something, because this will go through a pretty big vehicle. So I'm gonna have a lot of wiring that I need to hide, because you can't really cut off one end of this and be able to use it. So I'm gonna have to hide it all. But basically, you'll mount the camera itself, and then the camera is going to plug in to this cable on one end, and then you're going to route it to wherever you want to plug that cable into the main connector, which should probably be up closer by your head unit. And then the head unit has a ton of wire in it, and we'll go over how we're going to use all that here in a second. The instructions are not the most user-friendly. It's one giant sheet that you have to unfold all the way to be able to read it, and then every section has like 5 different languages together, not just a different section for each language. So I've got a lot to decipher here before I have a better understanding of how the install is going to work. I'll come back once I get that figured out. Okay, now this is the hardware that came with the camera. So you've got some 3M adhesive, and this bracket you could mount wherever you want on your vehicle. And then this little guy is going to get mounted to the back of the camera with some screws. And then on the side you've got some other points that would get screwed into here and allow you to angle whatever angle you wanted it at. I'm not going to use this stuff though. I'm getting ready to take this other bracket I bought, and the holes here do not line up with the spacing on the back of the camera, so I can't just mount the camera right directly to this little piece that swivels on this bracket. It looks like if I take this small piece that came with the camera and I attach it to the back of the camera with the screws that come with it, then it looks to me like, let's get it there, like I can take this little swivel piece off of this bracket, and this piece will then bolt in there. So I'm going to try that real quick and see if that's the case. Okay, so you can see here that did seem to work out just fine. This will be mounted on the top of the license plate, and then I do have, some adjustability here. These are the screws that came with this bracket, and then this piece here came with the camera. I did have to bend the camera tabs in a little bit, and I had to spread the bracket tabs out a little bit just to take up the space so that everything would fit right. But it was pretty easy, just some very slight changes. I just bent it a little bit with a pair of pliers until the two screw holes lined up better, and that's a good fit. And now it's time to figure out how I want to route the wire through into the hatch. So to give you an idea of what I've done, I've got the license plate bracket mounted, and the wire, all you're really going to see is just that little piece right there. Obviously the license plate will cover all that. I've got this little piece right here. I decided to go back behind my tail lamp, and it comes right through back here, and the rest of it will all be inside this area behind the trim. And now I'll start routing my wires up towards this body panel and into the middle seat, and then up under the carpet. So I think this is pretty straightforward. I just took the lead from the camera, plugged it in to this harness right here. There's two arrows that you line up to get it in the right spot, and then it comes with some shrink tubing to put over so it doesn't come undone. This whole winding of wire is just an extension for that connection there, so I don't really need to use any of it. I've kept it all tied up. The other end of this big bundle here just plugs in to this power source connector, and then it has three wires that come out of it. One is this ground, which I'm going to keep it all balled up and just ground it to the chassis back here. The other is a red power wire. I've got to decide exactly where I'm going to hook it up before I decide what to do with it. And then the third one is the RCA jack, and I'm pretty sure this will be the only wire out of all that stuff that I have to run up through the car to the head unit. So I'm getting ready to route it up through the side panel here in towards the middle seat, and then up towards the center dash under the carpet. I'll show you that here in a second. So a quick update on the wiring here. I took my ground wire and ran it up through the metal frame here, back behind this, and over to this factory ground spot right here. So I loosened up this ground bolt, slid my new terminal under there, tightened it back down. I've got it zip tied in a couple spots, and have the bulk of the rest of the ground wire just wrapped up back here. And then for the power wire, I'm getting ready to cut majority of this wire off. I'm just going to go like 6 inches from this fuse, cut it off, and then I'm going to use a posi tap and tap into my reverse light to the power wire. The power wire is this wire in the middle of the connector, not the one on the side. And so when I put it in reverse, the reverse light comes on, it'll power the rear view camera. Now, if you haven't seen a posi tap before, these things are amazing. I went a long time and never knew about them, but I was watching a video with Funky Stangs, and he uses these, and I've never gone back since I found them. So let's use this to splice into that wire, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, so we're going to take this gray end off first, and you can see it's got a little notch in it. So we're going to take the positive wire and slide it through that notch, and then we're going to tighten this down. And as we tighten it down, that little pin is going to pierce into the wire. Just crank down on it pretty hard. Then you take the other end off, and it has a hole that goes all the way through. So we're going to take our wire that I stripped off, feed it through from the outside. I may need to bend it over a little bit. Push it through there. And then screw it back in. Give it a tug to make sure it's tight, and we're done. Now I've got my RCA taped to a long wire fish, and I'm going to start to run it back through the panels here, aiming towards the back seat. And I took the rear speaker out. My fish came straight through. I'm going to untape that and pull that wire in here further, and then get it ready to go under the seat, under the carpet, and up through here to the head unit. Now, in order to transition it from coming from the back to here and then down into the bottom of the seat, I ran a real long zip tie down through here until I could feel it in the bottom. So now I'm going to tape that RCA to here and then pull it through so it'll come out underneath the seat cushion. Okay, I continue to use the long zip tie and electrical tape, and I've got it fished under the carpet down along the side here back to my wiring, and I've got it plugged in to the RCA connector. So that should be all of the wiring. Now, even though I like to think I'm pretty good at this stuff, I'm not going to put all this back together until I just plug in the unit and make sure it's working. All right, well, in order to test this out, I'm going to have to start the car. And haven't started it in over a month, so it'd be nice to hear it again. Hey, look at that. All right, well, I hope you liked the video. That was, again, a pretty fun project. I'm looking forward to having ability to look behind the car as I'm going to car shows and backing into spots. Something that normally I always go on my own, and usually people at a car show will be nice enough to guide you in as you arrive, but not all the time, and sometimes people just aren't around, and sometimes you get pretty cramped spots to get backed into because they try to cram as many cars as they can into a show. So this will help me a lot in that respect, and if you have any questions or if any suggestions on how you would have done something different, leave a comment and help the rest of the community out that looks at the comments. That's what I got today, and stay tuned, another video will be coming soon. Thanks.